So I'm back out here a little bit further than I was last week. The walking was a lot easier coming out. That mild weather we had last week really got rid of a lot of snow, so we're a lot closer to the ice and it's easier to walk on. Especially if you have a Smitty sleigh that you've built, having those skis underneath your gear makes it so much easier to pull. Especially with all this gear that I have. My sled's pretty heavy and I was thankful it was easy to pull this morning. This morning took just over 4,500 steps to get out here. Not bad. The lake is making a lot of noise today. It's really cold. Walking out here this morning I had a -28 wind chill and the lake is definitely making ice. When I drilled my holes to fish, I had at least 15, almost 16 inches of ice, which is really great news. It's built ice since the last time I've been out here. Anywhere between 3 and 4 inches of ice since then, so really good. You know, we're midway into February. We have a month left of the season. We have some good ice out here. Now's the time to fish. I can feel that crack. So today I'm in 28 feet of water. As you can see, a nicer bottom in my opinion, some sand, some rocks, a little bit more cover for tiny little things such as gobies. Last year when I caught a couple whitefish, this is pretty much exactly where I was and this is the bottom that I had, so here's hoping. I believe a lot of the snapping going on right now is probably that crusty layer of the snow that melted and froze. That's probably what's cracking, expanding right now, I hope. So my typical setup again, 2 rods, one with a spoon. It's almost halfway up. I just jig that once in a while, maybe call something in from afar on this line. And on my main line, I have a Meigs with a Canadian baits tail on the back of the hook, and about 20 inches up from that, I have my high hook. Just a number 2 hook, again with a Canadian baits spike bait, almost like a little worm. Just gives you an extra chance if that fish looks up, wants to hit something small, you have it on your line ready to go. And like I said before, fishing these flats, you're gonna have to call the fish over to you. That's what I use that spoon for. Jig that up and down and then just let it dead stick. Again, that's halfway up in the water column, so fish should be able to see that from afar. Now once we get into February, mid-February like now, a lot of people call it the February blahs, where the fish kind of shut down. They've been feeding really hard up until this point, and now after feeding so much, it can be a lot trickier to get them to bite. So the February blahs are real. I'm not saying you can't catch one, but they will be a little trickier to get to bite. And that's why running that high hook with something small, something different, might be the answer. Good for the soul. Well, if the fish aren't biting, I might as well be. It's lunchtime. Bon appetit. Ooh, another good lunch, as usual. You gotta eat right out here. I always make sure I have a good meal out here on the ice. Nice hot meaty pasta, warms the bones. Been freezing my baguettes off all morning. This really hits the spot. Well, my patience has ran out for today. What a tough go. I got out here today to a spot that was productive last year, limited out in this exact spot. And today, the first time in I don't know how long, I haven't even seen a whitefish. Disheartening. I was really looking forward to coming out to this spot, knowing that it produced, but they're just not here. Again, I don't mind. It's not the end of the world. I'm fortunate enough to be on this lake all the time. And I know very well that there are days like this. Unfortunately, it's been too many days like this for me. Most likely because I'm trying to film it and show you what this lake can produce, but I'm just having a tough time. I really hope you guys like the cinematic stuff. A little ice report that I do when I'm out here. At least you get that out of the video. But as far as tips and tricks, I've tried everything today. It's just not working. But that's Simcoe for you. I say that all the time. If you were out here, didn't mark fish, didn't catch one, you are not alone, trust me. And that's all I have for you today. So hopefully you got out, hopefully you caught a fish. If not, don't be discouraged. You'll get on them the next time. But I'm going to cut the loss early while I have some daylight and I'm not walking back in the dark this time. So with that said, you stay safe, happy and healthy, and I'll see you in the next adventure.